I was kind of jokingly talking to my sister about starting a food truck, and then it kind of got more serious. We're like, yeah, we should do this. I bet we could make good money, and we could use the money for something good. And so during my time at Carolina, I benefited a lot from scholarships. So we decided that we would start a food truck business to be able to fund the scholarships. My name is Cecilia Polanco, and I have a startup called So Good Pupusas. It's a food truck and catering company, and we have a partner nonprofit called Pupusas for Education. Pupusas are a traditional Salvadorian food. It's the staple dish of our country. My dad was the first to leave El Salvador. It was too dangerous to stay in El Salvador because of the Civil War. He decided that he would leave, and it was a very hard decision to make. He made that decision of leaving El Salvador initially, of bringing my mother over, and then eventually uniting our family again by bringing my sisters over and creating a home in Los Angeles, California.
I think I have little scoopers at home, Sheila. Do you want to try them?
Yeah, that would be one
One big ice cream scoop de masa and one small scoop of
just making it about.
So I was the only one of my four sisters born in the United States. Fortunately, my whole immediate family are now naturalized. The last person to be naturalized is my mother a few years ago. It was very emotional. That's something that I'm conscious of because we very well could have been from a different country that wouldn't qualify for protective status, that wouldn't qualify for political asylum, and we very well could have been living in the United States for now 20 years, and I could be the only one in my family who has documented status. And that's a reality for many families, so that's something that I'm conscious of. I think that it was something I was always aware of, being that I had family members, friends that were undocumented, but it didn't affect me directly. I still face barriers. They're not the same barriers, but that experience of the difficulties I had in either worrying about getting into college, worrying about how I was going to pay for college, that is exponentially harder for undocumented students. I think that my parents have always helped people in some ways. They might not have much, but they're willing to share it. We have the mission of the scholarships. They're like, that's really nice. They're like, we have helped people that we've seen in need, or especially undocumented people who are trying to get to the United States. I talk about it as a family affair because everyone's on board, and if they can help somehow, they do, and I think that's really a blessing to have. So pupusa is corn flour that's gluten-free. I didn't know that at first, but after doing some research, I realized people were asking about them. They're gluten-free, and they have a filling inside, and the most traditional filling that you'll find in El Salvador is a revuelta. Revuelta just means mixed up. We mix the corn flour and water and make balls of the dough, and you create a little hole where the filling goes in. You cover up the filling and you flatten it out almost like a pancake, kind of like a pita, and then it's grilled on a griddle. And that pairs with the sides curtido and salsa. Curtido just means pickled. So it's pickled cabbage and carrots, and sometimes some oregano in there, some jalapenos sometimes too, and tomato salsa, just kind of basic tomato salsa. And we eat it. You can have pupusa any time of day, really. If you can try a So Good pupusa, then you'll understand why the name is so good. My mom, she has the most central role as our chef, and she's just a professional at making pupusas, and she does it very quickly. She can make the pupusa spin on her hands, and it just like floats. It's kind of magical, and I just get them all stuck all over my hands, and it's not pretty.
Look at that. That's goodness.
It still looks good, exactly.
I wasn't just the only one born in the United States. I was the only one born in a hospital. They were all born at home. They were delivered by my grandmother. And they also joke that I'm the only one that can be president because I was born here. And so they're like, you're our faith. We have all our faith in you. You're the only one who can do it. I've run for office before. I try to tie everything in. So I work the business. I do the pupusas. We give the scholarships, and I don't know what the future holds. But wherever I can make the most impact and really serve best and really make an impact for communities the most, that's what I'll pursue. So who knows?